professional athlete has its perks, and it allows access to some of the most famous people on Earth. You will often read about them in tabloid magazines at exotic locations, or they're going to the trendiest nightclubs. So, as to be expected, professional basketball players have a long history of dating famous and beautiful celebrities. Here are 10 NBA players who dated gorgeous celebs. Before we dig into this list, please take 2 seconds and smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and share and tickle that bell icon. It is only 2 seconds of your time in exchange for a lifetime of our gratitude. Number 10. Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams. We go back to the wonderful 90s to take a look at Rick Fox and Vanessa Williams. The Lakers star in the Penthouse centerfold and former Miss America turned singer-actress met in the mid-90s, and their equally stunning good looks made them a favorite for paparazzi to harass anytime they were out and about together. Her initial fame was when she was the first African-American recipient of the Miss America title back in 1984, before having to hand over her crown due to nude photos she had taken for Penthouse magazine a few years prior. Nonetheless, the Miss America win and controversy surrounding it helped to launch her career into Hollywood. From this, she went to recording music, to appearing in movies, on the stage, and in a few major TV series, such as Desperate Housewives and Ugly Betty. She has been married 3 times, one of which was to Rick Fox, who is now a retired basketball player. The couple eloped to the Caribbean in 1999, and a year later, their daughter was born, Williams' 4th child. Fox played for the Boston Celtics and the Lakers, retiring in 2004, and they ended up divorcing later that year amidst allegations of adultery on both sides. Number 9. Chris Webber and Tyra Banks. We will remain in the late 90s and early 2000s for our number 9 pick, Tyra Banks and Chris Webber. At the turn of the century, Tyra Banks was one of the biggest names of the modeling world with her Amazonian good looks, and she took the modeling world by storm in the mid-90s after being the first ever African-American model featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition, a magazine that I admittedly wore out as a teen back then. She was one of the world's highest earning models and a Victoria's Secret angel for close to a decade. By the time she met NBA star Chris Webber in 2002, she was an icon of the modeling world. Chris Webber is a 5-time NBA All-Star who started and finished his career with the Golden State Warriors. Banks was often seen sitting courtside at Sacramento Kings games while they were dating, with rumors swirling the two were engaged as well. Of course, those rumors stopped when she was no longer seen at the games, and both moved on after almost 2 years of dating. Number 8. Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. Gabrielle Union is an actress who climbed the ladder to fame starring on sitcoms and then began to land roles in big screen films. It has been said her fame is credited to the character Isis, captain of the Clover's cheerleading squad in Bring It On, opposite Kirsten Dunst, aka the best cheerleading movie of all times. Her history of significant others tends to also be professional athletes. In high school, she dated future NBA player Jason Kidd. He broke up with her 2 weeks before junior prom. Following that, she married and divorced NFL player Chris Howard, and most recently, she married Dwayne Wade. Wade is currently playing on the Chicago Bulls and had earned himself several accolades throughout his career. Wade and Union split briefly in 2013 as he could not keep up with her career demands, but the two reconciled and then married in 2014 and are still trying to make it work despite the demanding careers of both stars. Number 7. Marco Yarick and Adriana Lima. Adriana Lima is a gorgeous Brazilian model and actress whose primary recognition comes from the catalogs and runway as Victoria's Secret Most Beautiful Angel. The dark hair and green-eyed queen of the runway have been their longest-running model and were even named the most valuable Victoria's Secret angel. At the age of 15, she won Ford's Supermodel of Brazil, and the next year took second place in Supermodel of the World. She is the world's second highest paid model and Elite Model Management's most prized talent. Enter Serbian NBA player Marko Jaric. The 6'7" retired shooting guard played in both the NBA and in the Euro League. The two were married on Valentine's Day in 2009, and they had 2 daughters together. After 5 years of marriage in 2014, Lima announced the separation, and the divorce was finalized last year. Number 6. J.R. Smith and Rihanna. I am truly jealous of the next NBA player on our list, J.R. Smith. As for a while anyway, he was the other half of a couple that included the stunning singer and actress Rihanna. The pop star, who was famously born in Barbados, signed a contract with Def Jam Records after Jay-Z took her under his wing to develop her into what she is known as today. Not only has she exceeded over 230 million records worldwide, but also she has won 8 Grammys. Needless to say, to be known as something as dating Rihanna, you would just have to come to terms with never having the upper hand in the relationship. A feeling that J.R. Smith became very familiar with. Smith is currently playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Back in 2012, the couple was spotted holding hands and getting cozy. Smith is noted as being a cocky and bizarre player, often getting himself in more trouble than good, which is why they did not last very long. Number 5. Amari Stoudemire and Ciara. Ciara is a singer, songwriter, record producer, and actress all rolled into one, hailing from Texas before moving to Atlanta. She released her first and best-known album, Goodies, in 2004. A few albums after that never reached the success of the first. Although the successful hip-hop singer is now baby mama to Seahawks star Russell Wilson, she has had her fair share of exes coming from different leagues. She dated power forward Amari Stoudemire, who has played on several teams starting with the Phoenix Suns and finishing with the Miami Heat, before crossing the pond to play for Hapoel Jerusalem in Israel. The couple got together in 2011, and Ciara reportedly thought she had found her forever man, until she caught him cheating and promptly gave him the boot. Number 4. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian. Fair warning, this may not be the only Kardashian to make this list. The Kardashian girls, who are famously for, well, nothing having a reputation other than dating NBA stars, and Khloe Kardashian is no different. Alongside her sisters, she is among the girls who have a certain type they go after, that being tall, dark, and handsome basketball players. Most recently, she married Canadian hoop star Tristan Thompson. Thompson attended school in Texas, where he played as a Longhorn and was drafted 4th overall in the 2011 draft, the highest drafted Canadian-born player in NBA history. The pair began dating just a few months ago, with teammates urging him to cut ties with her before she takes the Kardashian curse any farther into the playoffs. The Kardashians are the Yoko Ono of the NBA. Number 3. Kris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. Here we have yet another Kardashian, but not just any Kardashian. This time Kim, the queen bee of the sisters, makes an appearance. She arguably is the biggest reason for the fame of the Kardashians, after strategically leaking a sex tape that featured her and rapper Ray J in 2002. From her television presence to business presence to modeling, she is either absolutely loved or hated by the world. Her growing influence on social media has landed her tens of millions of followers on Instagram and Twitter. Kardashian has been married 3 times, one of the most controversial ones being to NBA player Kris Humphries, who was then with the New Jersey Nets. No one even knew who he was before he popped the question to Kim. The two were married in a 2-part series on her show, and after 72 days of marriage, she filed for divorce. Whether the marriage was a publicity stunt or sincere, it took Humphries off the map just as fast as it put him on it, and they never saw him again. Number 2. Tony Parker and Eva Longoria. Eva Longoria is a stunning actress, producer, director, activist, and even an accomplished businesswoman, earning her master's from California State in 2013. Getting her start on daytime soap operas like Young and the Restless before landing the role that would shoot her to superstardom on the series Desperate Housewives, playing the conniving Gabrielle Solis. In November of 2004, she met San Antonio Spurs point guard Tony Parker, and the two fell madly in love and were married less than 3 years later. The two had a great run at their relationship until Longoria discovered hundreds of text messages from other women in her husband's phone, prompting filing for divorce after the fine and restoring her maiden name. She went ahead to become one of People magazine's most beautiful women, and he went back to being Tony Parker. Number 1. Kendall Jenner and Blake Griffin. Rounding out our list is another Kardashian, well, a Jenner actually, but still part of the world-famous Kardashian clan. The difference being her father was Olympic champion turned transgendered person turned woman, Bruce Jenner, now known as Caitlyn. Kendall is arguably the most beautiful of all the Kardashian Jenner girls, and the torch is now being passed from her middle-aged older sisters to her in order to keep the flame of undeserved celebrity burning. Blake and Kendall met in 2017 at a Travis Scott concert and dated for a little over a year. Sources close to Kendall said once the NBA star was traded to Detroit, that was the end of the relationship, as according to sources, Kendall does not do Detroit. Things had already started to sour though, as Kendall publicly stated his trade to Detroit gave her an exit out of the relationship. she had already grown weary of, though she was quick to point out the high likelihood of her still hooking up with Griffin when he was in Los Angeles due to the great sex that they had together. Which one of these whispering campaigns do you favor? Let us know in the comment section below, then be sure to like, share, subscribe, and tinker that notification bell.